Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is BNHA Second Generation Chapter 33, and this one is titled Training. I wonder why Chi's being held back, Jinsei whispered to Soshi as they exited the building that afternoon. I don't know, Soshi shrugged, acting like he didn't care, yet deep down he was also a little concerned. I mean, it's not like he hasn't been contributing, Jinsei mused out loud. Maybe because of his mouth, Soshi replied to her muse. He talks a lot of crap. Soshi, Jinsei gasped. I know he has a bit of a mouth and a temper, but it hasn't been over the top. Plus, you give him a hard time and it sets him off. He's just so easy to rile up, Soshi replied with a smirk. You'd do the same thing in my shoes. I really don't think I would, Jinsei chuckled. Just then her phone buzzed in her pocket and she pulled it out to see who was calling her. Oh, it's Kiru, she said, looking at it. Sorry, give me a second. He did a little eye roll internally and looked away as Jinsei answered the call. Hey, Kiki, Jinny sung happily into the phone once she'd picked it up. Jinny, Kiru wailed into the receiver. You'll never guess what happened today. Oh, your hat parade, how'd it go? Did you win? Jinsei asked excitedly. I came second, but that's not what I wanted to call you about. Dad came. Her excitement was so palpable it nearly blew Jinsei away from her phone, and Jinsei screamed with excitement, but her sudden outburst surprised Soshi, who immediately made an ice blockade in front of the two of them, suspecting a villain attack and inadvertently halting them. A confused conversation ensued, with Jinsei trying to explain to Soshi what had happened, Soshi asking what had happened, and Kiru trying to give Jinny details about the day. Okay, whoa, Jinny said sharply, as both people talked at her. Soshi, I'm fine. Kiru, continue. Slowly, Soshi and Jinny kept walking on down the road together as Kiru continued her conversation with Jinny. And then he told me he was going to do much better and we're going out for dinner tomorrow and he's picking me up from school and I'm so happy for you. Jinny cut in with a heart-clenched look on her face. I really hope everything works out for the better. Same, Kiru said happily, but I do feel like he's different this time. That's awesome. Jinny smiled into the receiver. So how was work today? Kiru asked, giving Jinny a chance to tell her about her day. Good! This mission is starting to get really exciting, but I can't tell you anything about it, and it's killing me, Jinny wailed. Can you tell me about it after the mission's complete? Kiru asked. Yeah, I think so, Jinsei replied. I'll have to ask Condor though. I don't want to breach any confidentiality thingies. Yeah, true. Hey, Dad's calling me, so I better go. I'll call you tomorrow, okay? Kiki said hurriedly. Okay, go. Chat tomorrow, Jinsei said with a smile, before saying her goodbyes and hanging up. Sorry, that was an important call. Was it? Soshi asked in a bored tone. No, seriously, Jinsei said with a chuckle. Kiru and her dad look like they're back on good terms again. I didn't know that they weren't on good terms, Soshi replied. I think Kiru was just being a little harsh, but at the same time, I know how she feels being the child of a hero. Dad's always out on missions. Yeah, Soshi agreed. But that's what makes us strong. We have to help hold the family together. Jinsei nodded. But in any case, I'm happy they're sorting it out. What exactly did you want me to teach you, Bakugou? Hiyoko asked as they stood on the roof of the agency building, facing off. Why are we up here? Chi asked, looking around. Well, if you don't want to fall off the building, then you need to fight, Hiyoko replied calmly. You wouldn't push me off the edge, Chi scoffed. Wouldn't I? Hiyoko replied with a devious smirk. Okay, feel free to test out your theory then. The cocky smirk slowly faded from Chi's face as Hiyoko lifted his wings and flapped them once and then lifted off the rooftop and hovered there. Do your worst, Hiyoko called to Bakugou. I'll let you go first. Chi set his jaw and crouched slightly. I'm going to have to move quick because he's a pro hero, but I'm sure I can keep up with him, Chi thought, smirking again before throwing himself forwards and activating his quirk. Expecting his flying fists to connect with something, he was overwhelmingly surprised when he found that they hit thin air and something hard knocked him in the back of the head. He did a forwards roll and jumped up, body still covered in his explosive flame quirk. Looking around, he tried to locate his opponent, but Hiyoko was nowhere to be seen. What the? Something hard knocked him in the back of the head again, and he stumbled forwards before spinning around. Hiyoko was hovering calmly behind him, hands shoved in his pockets. Come on, Bakugou, is that all you've got? Hiyoko taunted, knowing Chi was especially vulnerable to being teased. As expected, Chi got his back up and lunged at the winged hero, who dodged his attack easily and continued to throw teasing lines at the irate student as he floated effortlessly backwards around the roof, easily evading Chi's desperate punches. "You'll never land a hit," Hiyoko remarked. "You're blinded by your own ego and pride." "Shut up! I don't have either of those," Chi shouted. "I know I'm better than you." "Ah, so I was wrong. You have delusions of grandeur." Chisuki seethed and threw his whole body at Hiyoko, intending to body slam the hero, but instead he found himself plummeting off the side of the agency building. As he had blindly thrown punches at Hiyoko, he had been led to the side of the building and had unknowingly thrown himself off in the hopes of landing a hit on Hiyoko. "Oh crap! Oh crap!" he screamed internally as he twisted in midair and turned his back to the ground, looking back up at the building. Hiyoko was standing on the edge, looking down at him, and Chi's heart sank. He's not going to save me? His eyes closed momentarily, and his short life flashed before his eyes. If only I'd stayed calmer, I would have been able to see what Condor was doing and I wouldn't be falling to my death. But as soon as he thought that, his body was captured and whisked back up to the roof of the agency building. "You ready for training now?" Hiyoko asked him once he had placed Chi's wobbly feet back down on the roof of the building. I can see that cheekiness from Hawk shining through in Hiyoko, like father, like son. Stay tuned for the next chapter coming tomorrow. See you there.